If you're tired after a 50-meter swim, the chances are it is not your fitness or your endurance, and it might not even be your technique. So many people rush into swimming laps without mastering the most fundamental and basic skill of swimming, which is your breathing. So in today's video, I'm going to teach you how to breathe correctly while swimming freestyle. The first thing we're going to talk about in today's video is your breathing rhythm. And by breathing rhythm, I mean simply coming in and out of the water whilst maintaining a nice, easy, consistent breathing pattern. Once again, this is the easiest and simplest thing all swimmers should be doing when learning how to breathe. All you need to do is find the shallow end of the pool and practice submerging yourself in and out of the water whilst breathing in as your face is out and breathing out as your face is in the water. Whilst doing this exercise, you should not be out of breath at the slightest. You should be able to do this anywhere from a minute to 5 minutes continuously without breaking a sweat. Make sure you're focusing on staying nice and relaxed, breathing out as your face is in the water and breathing in as your face comes out. Once you are able to do this, it's now time to move on to the next step. As I mentioned in all of my videos, body position in swimming is the #1 most important thing. Therefore, you should always try and introduce breathing to the side into your swimming as early as possible. Even though there is no problem with you lifting your head up and breathing, this will simply cause your hips and your legs to sink immediately. This can also become very uncomfortable with you lifting your head up all the time to take a breath, which can cause a lot of neck strain. Therefore, as mentioned, try and breathe to the side as quickly as possible. The easiest way to practice this is to simply start off by doing it on the wall. Hold one arm out in front of you, place one arm by your side and practice rotating your head to the side whilst keeping one goggle in the water and one goggle out. Your goal, once again, is to breathe out as your face goes into the water and breathe in as your face turns to the side. Once you are comfortable doing this on the wall with one arm extended and one arm by your side, you can now take things into the water while swimming. This time you're going to place your hand on a kickboard, the other arm is going to go by your side, and you are now going to kick your legs whilst doing the exact same movement you practiced on the wall. Your goal is to keep your head movement to the minimum, meaning you want to avoid lifting your head up at all times. Make sure the only movement which you are doing is rotating your head to the side. Focus on looking directly to the side whilst taking your breath and then putting your head back down, looking directly at the bottom as your head goes back down. The #1 most important thing for when breathing to the side is making sure that it is part of your rotation. This means as you are taking your breath, you want to make sure your shoulder is coming out of the water at the same time as your head is turning to the side. As mentioned in my previous video, your body should work as a one big mechanism. So make sure as your body rotates to the side, your breath follows that same rotation. Let's now talk about how much air you should be breathing in while swimming. The best way I like to think about it and explain it to my swimmers is to simply imagine the way you would breathe outside of the water. This means the amount of air you are taking in while swimming shouldn't really change. Therefore, you do not want to be breathing in as much air as you can, as this will cause you to be out of breath very, very quickly. Focus on staying nice and relaxed and taking in normal sized breaths. Now, this might sound quite crazy because I have taught so many swimmers that are turning their head to the side and are simply forgetting to breathe. Therefore, make sure every time you turn your head to the side, you are taking a breath. On to the next step, which is breathing your air out. It is very important to note that whatever you breathe in will have to come out. Therefore, you have to make sure the amount of air you breathe in is equal to the amount of air you are breathing out. Because if you end up breathing in more than you breathe out or vice versa, you will end up out of breath after 25 or 50 meters. So to summarize your breathing in and out, your goal is to keep yourself as relaxed as possible. You want to make sure you are trying to replicate the exact same thing you do outside of the water, which is taking normal sized breaths in and breathing out the same amount of air out. And now onto the most important aspect of breathing to the side and breathing in general, which is your timing. You want to make sure that you are taking your breath to the side as you are initiating your pull. So as your hand enters the water, your head should already be turning to the side, ready to take your breath. And as you finish your pull and your hand is going past your head on your recovery, that is when you want to start thinking about putting your face back into the water. Once again, think of your body working as a one big mechanism. Everything happens simultaneously. Always remember your breathing frequency will change depending on how fast your arms are moving, which means your breathing rhythm and your breathing tempo will change if you are going slow compared to if you are going fast. The amount of air you are breathing in and out should also change depending on how out of breath you are. So if you are swimming a fast 100 freestyle breathing every 2, of course your tempo is going to be completely different to a nice easy 400 meter freestyle swim where you are just focusing on staying nice and relaxed. I hope you guys found this video useful. If there's anything you want to see, please leave a comment. Let me know what you want to see next, and I'll see you guys soon.